My name's Tutu, and if it's your first time here, I make content about fashion, upgrading my apartment, and vlogging my everyday life. Today, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to go over my gear list because I constantly get this question over and over again. And as someone that started recording videos about 3 months ago, I wish I had this information a lot sooner. The first thing I've ever bought was this camera right here. This is my absolute workhorse. As someone that started off doing photography using disposable cameras, I wanted something that was still able to give me that film look without having to develop photos over and over again, because that was kind of adding up. So when I moved to Austin, my apartment actually gave us a $2,000 gift card, and I used it to buy this right here. And it's the Fuji X-T5. I believe has 48 megapixels. Super nice about this though is the film simulations. I love the way the photos turn out without doing any editing at all. They look perfect right out of the camera. There's a couple of film simulations that I really enjoy. If you guys want me to share them with you later on, I can. I'll show you some of the examples of the photos that I've taken with this and how it turned out. When I first had this camera, I didn't use it for I would say the first year. I didn't like carrying it around. And then eventually I just got over it and took it everywhere and was able to really learn how to use the camera. When I first got this camera, I had no idea what any of these things on the top, man. None of the dials. I didn't know what aperture was. I didn't know what shutter speed was. I didn't know what ISO was. I was a complete beginner when it came to cameras. So I shot everything in auto at first. Eventually, when I got more comfortable with the camera, I was able to take things out of the auto mode and start to play with manual and understand what I liked about certain aspects of each dial. I would say if you're a beginner, this isn't the easiest thing to use right away, but it gives you so much flexibility. There are definitely other options that are a lot cheaper I would go with. Options that are a lot smaller that fit in your pocket. My girl has the X-T30 Mark III. That one's super nice. You're able to fit it in your pocket. She has the pancake lens with that one. And it also has a flash. So another thing with this is it doesn't have a flash on it. So if we take it out at night, it's kind of hard to take photos in very low light situations. For this camera, the other thing that is important to talk about is this lens. So I use two different lenses. I use this 35 f2 lens right here, and then I added this lens hood on top of it, but this is how it looks. This becomes a 53mm lens because it's a crop sensor, which I really enjoy because I like my photos to be more cropped in. I don't like to add extra people or noise and really get down to the nitty-gritty of what I'm trying to capture. So I think this does a perfect job for that. I also got this right here. This is a f1.4 lens. This is the 23. Because it's a crop sensor, you get a 35mm focus length. And this is super nice because this is exactly what I see. And you get more of the depth perception, or the depth of field, I should say. Yeah, but this one's just a little bit bigger, a little more bulky, so I don't like to use this one as much. My only complaint is that the photos look a little more dreamy than filmy. So I add this black mist filter onto it to make the highlights softer. And I really enjoy the way it looks when it's like that. The colors on this are a lot better compared to the f2 35mm. I think they all serve its own purpose. If I want to do something more portrait, I'm going to use something like this. If I want to do something that has more of that film look naturally, then I'm going to use the 35mm f2. They're both incredible. I just use them for different purposes, and I really enjoyed both of them. Later on, started doing a video with this, and I was having a lot of issues with the siding between the shadows and the highlights. As someone that has a very dark complexion, the X-T5 would make my skin very muted or have a big blue pigmentation unless I had a lot of light. I didn't want to have to find a light source everywhere I was going in order to have a very well-balanced image. That's when I decided to upgrade to FX3. The FX3 is what I use for my vlogging. I take that everywhere with me as well. I'm a bigger guy. I don't mind the weight. I honestly, it makes recording a lot more enjoyable, knowing that I know the pictures are gonna turn out, or the video is gonna turn out in a way that I really enjoy them. That's the main thing when it comes to vlogging, is having a setup that allows you to really enjoy that process. I honestly love it, especially a low light performance. I have been so many situations that I had no light or very, very little light, and I was able to get a great image because of the low light of the FX3. If people don't know, you have two ISOs on the FX3, you're able to do 800 and 12,800, I believe it is. And that allows you to get so much information and the pictures to look so nice at night in low light situations. I honestly love this thing. I would definitely say it's very confusing. When I first started making videos, I did not know how to color grade. I didn't know how to properly expose my images. I didn't know what the 180 rule was. There's so many things I had to learn in order for me to get to a point that it was worth using and seeing the benefits out of. But as soon as I got an understanding of it, I was able to see the difference in the images right away. Also, the biggest thing is I prefer Sony's S-Log way better than Fujifilm's F-Log. It's a lot easier to me to use. The colors look a lot better starting out. I honestly don't have any complaints about the FX3. I honestly love that thing so much. It's done so much for me. That being said, because I spent so much money on the actual camera, I did not want to spend so much money on the lens as well. I got one lens, and that has to be the Sigma 2470. To me, you can do everything with this lens. You're able to get close shots, wide shots. I love the colors that come out of it. Picture quality is amazing. What I got is this magic arm. Magic arm allows me to get so many unique shots. I'm able to attach it to so many different things and then get a different point of view. So you use this part to clamp it onto something. And then this is the end part that you put into your camera. What's also unique about my setup is all my devices have this Ulanzi adapter on it. So this allows me to quickly switch from device to device. So it automatically clips on and clips off. Clip on and doesn't move. And then press the button and clip off. Only like $8 or $9. You can't go wrong with this. Another item I have is this suction cup that you see. This thing is amazing. I use this for all of my car videos. So if I want to get something of me in the car, or if I have a window nearby, this is amazing for those type of shots. I've never had issues about it slipping. You just click this button when it's on the mirror, and when the white line disappears, it's suction hard enough that it won't come off. Besides my camera lens, this is the next most expensive thing that I got. This is a gimbal, the RS4 Mini. And I got this because honestly, I wanted to get some nice quality running type content. This allows me to do this. I'll have someone running beside me in order to get those shots, or even on a skateboard or a bike. Yeah, you're able to use this to get steady images. This, of all things, is probably the hardest thing to use. It takes a lot more learning to use than a lot of the other products that I have or shown you. There's definitely techniques to how you walk and move, but as soon as you get it down, it's not too hard to use. This right here, it's just big enough for the camera and the lens. I can't really add any other attachments on it. If you need something bigger, I would recommend getting the Pro. What's also nice about this, you have the AI tracking. This allows you to move around, and this will track your face everywhere that you're going. So I've used this a bunch of different times, like in the kitchen when I'm doing stuff and I want it to track me. This right here is my vlogging tripod. It's nice because I can just bloop, and this comes out, and I can put this down and have my camera out to record, and then hold it like this in order to record myself. And then it also has a tripod. About this, you can hang it on the top of doors to get unique shots like this. This honestly made my vlogging experience a lot easier. I used to have troubles, like very shaky content, because my hands just shake naturally when I'm walking and moving. This helped me so much in that aspect. And it's very comfortable. It's very easy to use. I didn't have any tripods before, like mini ones like this. So I would like angle my camera up on a case or something in order to get the shots. But this made it a lot easier. This mic right here is what I use for all my vlogging content when I'm right next to the camera, because you're able to put it right in the hot shoot and not have to use any wires. It records the audio straight onto the video, which is super nice. And then you have different modes, so you can hear it from different directions and it'll block it out from other directions. This, I would say I use every single day. If I'm recording, I use this. I think this is called the Sony ECM1. I'm on the list is the DJI Mic Mini. I have the Series 2 version, and I love to use this one because look how small this thing is. It's such a great job for the amount of money and the size that it is. You can't really complain. Look how far I am. I'm probably 15, 20 feet from the camera, and you guys can hear me perfectly without any extra sounds coming out. There's someone doing construction right behind me, and you can't hear any of that. It's just something I really wanted when I was looking for a mic. Something simple, easy to use. It's nice because you're able to connect it to your phone, you're able to connect it to the camera. And because it has a DJI Mic adapter, I'm able to connect it straight to the hot shoe without using any wires at all. So it's a super simple setup. It lasts about 8 hours. I've never had an issue with it dying on me. The only complaint I do have, connectivity issues every once in a while, and it takes me a little longer to connect to the transmitter than I would like. But besides that, it's very simple. I want to show you guys the tripod that I use. I absolutely love this thing. I got it before going to Hawaii. This tripod is actually the Glide Go from Ulanzi, and it's been amazing that I use. So what's super nice about this, it has, first, you're able to rotate it 360 degrees super smoothly. So you can get those panning shots right here. And then another thing that I like to do is you can get top-down shots with this, like that. So if you guys watch a lot of my content, you know I love my top-down shots, something I love to do. And then another unique thing to do is you can actually flip this all the way, you can take this and then flip it all the way down to get like bottom shots of your legs or some cool shots, low shots from here. That's super unique. It's made out of carbon fiber. It's super, super light. Another thing that's actually saved me so much. So it has a hidden screwdriver in this thing right here. And then the bottom are the actual pieces for it as well. Look, you can't go wrong with this. A good tripod, I honestly thought this would be a waste of money, but after having some for some time, it definitely makes life so much easier. Ulanzi has honestly been really good to me when it comes to this product. It's not sponsored by any means, but if you want to sponsor, reach out. And the last thing I use is my phone. And honestly, the phones nowadays are so nice. You can get great visuals and photos with just this thing alone. And you don't really need a camera. But if you want to upgrade, I definitely recommend getting an upgrade. For me, I use this whenever I don't have my camera accessible. But I really do enjoy having the camera to take photos and videos. This comes in handy for a lot of different things. And it's nice to switch up the looks every once in a while. This is all the gear I use ever since I started making content. About, I would say, a little bit over 3 months I've been posting on YouTube. And I've been taking photos for about a year to a year and a half. If you guys have any questions about my process to color grading or my different techniques that I use to get better quality pictures or whatever it may be, drop them below. Always happy to help. I was definitely once in your shoes trying to figure all this by yourself. It can be very confusing and very hard to learn all this information. So I just want to help you guys and be that person that I wish I had when I was in your shoes. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any questions. You guys have a good rest of your day.